And we are live. All right. Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Agathe here, Director of Fueled. And, blip. We're live. Agathe here, Director at Fueled, where Fuel stands for Food Unleashing Energy for Life instead of Food Unleashing Disease, chronic disease, headaches, fatigue, brain fog, low mood, and other low health outcomes. So Fuel and Fueled is for Food Unleashing Energy for Life. That's what it's all about. I'm also an author, high-performance nutrition coach, private health food chef, and masterclass instructor for healthy cooking and smoothies, as well as a member of the Nutritional Therapists Association of Bermuda. Happy Friday. I'm absolutely delighted to wish you a happy Friday on this beautiful day. I love the rain. Right, my mission is to help professionals like yourself gain the most limitless, legendary, and lit up version of themselves through fueling their body with nutrient-dense foods, drinks, and next level health habits. Love my next level health habits. Great. Today, I would like to speak to you about this conundrum that came up a couple months back, actually, and I've been meaning to bring it up in a video. So, the conundrum was this. I was sitting at breakfast with a few friends who are also entrepreneurs, and one of the ladies said, I was doing so good. I was doing so good with my food, and then I had to have pizza, and I had pizza. And have you ever been there? Have you ever been there? I'm doing so good, I'm doing so good, I'm doing so good, I'm doing so good, then I had to have pizza. And then it all goes downhill from there, doesn't it? Have you been there? Think about that. All right. So this is my perspective and my take on it. I really like to share that with you today because I think that, to me, that is a issue, not with pizza and not with what seems to be self-restraint, that you don't have enough self-control, that you don't have enough self-restraint, to get your North Star, to get your goal. I mean, that's what the diet industry, the Western really nutrition diet industry would have you believe, that you just don't have the balls, or you don't have the, you don't have the courage, you don't have the control, you don't have the strength, you don't have the drive, you don't have the willpower. You know, you made it 3 months and that's it. Pretty sad, isn't it? But that's basically what it comes down to. And that's why there's that heaviness to it when you finally have pizza and you think, oh, I've just blown it. I've been good for 3 months. 3 months and I've just blown it. So I want to talk about that because it's very destructive. It's destructive to our self-confidence. It's destructive to our self-worth. It's destructive to our goals and to our health, okay? Because that is not the healthy and fueled way to approach a situation. And I want to just discuss this because it's a big deal, actually. So many people go through this, and I remember going through this myself before I, leveled up and changed my own programming inside my head around food, nutrition, fueling my body, optimizing my health and my body composition at the same time. All right, so to me, this is a problem of perspective and of programming. So we have been programmed, and it continues to this day inside this box, inside this Western nutrition diet industry box, is the discourse, the dominant discourse. And it sort of seems to be like the obvious thing, the thing that we, it must be true because it's constantly spoken about, and this is it's like what's communicated all of the time, and it becomes like the air that we breathe, and we're unconscious to the fact that it is actually taking over our personal perspective. Okay, so that perspective is this. You cannot, in Western dominant discourse surrounding nutrition, you cannot get your North Star. You cannot get your goals. You cannot get your body composition specifically or the weight loss you want without restriction, without deprivation, without scarcity mindset. Okay? The idea is to make you fail. I don't really I fundamentally don't understand the idea behind this theory, this philosophy, this horrendous way that we paradigm. It's just horrendous. So, but that's what we take on. I cannot get my North Star if I don't believe in deprivation, restriction, and scarcity. That's it. I got to deprive myself. I got to restrict myself. I got to look at food as I got to have scarcity mindset surrounding what I can and cannot eat. There are bad foods. I can't have those bad foods, whether they're high fat foods, whether they're carbohydrates, whether they're high calorie foods. There's bad foods. There's good foods, boiled chicken breast and lettuce, and that would get me the goals that I want. And I have to be really, controlled and strict. I got to keep to my points. I got to keep to my macros. I got to keep to my calories. And that's how I'm going to get my goal. And that's how I'm going to get my North Star. And if you haven't gotten yours, then you're just not strong enough. You don't have the willpower. You don't have the drive. You just don't have what it takes to be skinny or something like that, right? I just feel that, honestly, that's the underlying energy. Isn't it a horrendous energy? Wouldn't you, if you had a daughter, be like, shut your ears to this? I don't want you even hearing any of it, right? But that's what's constantly in what's going on in the media, whether we hear about the Victoria's Secret angels and how they were told they were too fat and how they had to deprive themselves, and a lot of them developed eating disorders, and all of the different stories that we hear feed into this machine that teaches us this really horrendous perspective and paradigm. And that's the programming that we have. To overcome that programming takes a lot of coaching. I've sat with people and we've worked on it. It rises up and they go, but I can't have that much Udo's oil. It's fat, right? And, so at all of these things, it rises up. It is in the core of us, this belief, all right? And it is not healthy. I think you always knew it was unhealthy, but you always thought it was the only way and the only path, right? But this is just one perspective. It's one perspective. It's a very unhealthy perspective for your, mental health, for your self-worth, for your self-confidence, because you don't start to feel unless you can hold your control for a really long amount of time, you don't feel like your worth goes up. You don't feel more abundant. You don't feel so confident, right? You feel more like, I can't have that. You're at an event, or you're at a dinner, or you're at a lunch, or you're at a party, and you can't eat that. You can't eat that. You can't eat that. You can't eat that. It's not abundance. You start to shrink as a human. So in a way, I feel especially for women, this shrinks us on the inside. It shrinks women on the inside because you don't get to really feel expansive and abundant. And you can get your goal and have expansion and abundance in your life, right? And have your heart soar and feel better every day and not feel like a failure. Right? So it's just, there's another way, and this is the other way that I'm just about to teach you. I fundamentally, at the core of me, believe in this philosophy. This is what I teach. This is so outside the Western box. I dove into Eastern perspectives on health. The Western perspective on health and nutrition is not the only one out there. It is the one that we hear the most. It is the most dominant. It is the most loud. The media and, all the ads that we see and all the diet books and all the pills that we see, it's all feeding into this machine. But the truth is that 5,000 to 10,000 years ago in ancient India, there were first an oral history and then a written history in these scriptures called the Vedas that actually describe how to optimize human health, how to be the healthiest you can be. Ayurveda, which is translated into the science of life, didn't have behind it a diet industry that it was trying to promote to cash in and make a lot of profit and, then continue to keep people sick so that they cash in, they keep spending their money and billions of dollars go into it. So Ayurveda prescribed and exemplified and defined for us how to optimize our health, our physiology, our mental health, how to really get basically our goals, right, with our body and our health, how to maintain optimal health for the purpose of doing our dharma, which is to say your calling or your gift that you were brought into this world to bring. That's the purpose of Ayurveda. So that you could do your dharma, so you could have the health, so you could have the vitality, so that you could have the presence, the performance, the power, the limitless energy to do your dharma, to do your work in the world, whatever that is. Isn't that a beautiful intention? Oprah's always saying, what is the intention of this meeting? What is the intention? What is my intention going into this deal? What is my intention going into this contract? What is my intention when I'm meeting this person? What is my intention when I'm on this phone call, in this board meeting, whatever it is? What is the intention? So you have to think about the Western intention with the diet and nutrition industry pushing out these products that fulfill this desperate need for people who are in this cycle, right? Where you get guilty because you failed in something that was actually meant to make you fail. So let's jump over to Ayurveda. Okay, that's where I take so much of what I teach and how I coach. It's from Ayurveda, all right? And my own personal experiences, my love of learning in this area. I had a previous career as a librarian. I worked 20 years in library systems, academic, public, several public library systems, legal library systems. I already said academic, government library systems for Health Canada, and also at the United Nations where I did my internship when I was doing my master's degree. So my love of learning and of expanding my mind and, really kind of in a rebellious way, going outside the box, like this paradigm stinks. I don't like it. What else is there? Because I was failing. I felt bad. My confidence was dropping. I always felt guilty because I was failing. I just couldn't get like that image that I wanted for myself. And then when I started to straighten that out by getting that programming out of my head and that perspective out of my head and filling my mind and filling my soul and my knowledge base and my brain with the ideas of actually optimizing your health, optimizing your nutrition, so optimizing your health, optimizing your nutrition from another part of the world, right? And then bringing in Western science, because there are a lot of studies that actually back this stuff up. And I know a lot of people want to hear those Western studies because that's the way you're raised, right? So you don't want to hear about Ayurveda, doshas, dharma, right? It can be a little bit different. I hear you, I get that. So I like to tie in the Western studies. You'll hear me in the last time I was live, I spoke about the study from 2016 discussing antioxidants and vitamins A and vitamin C and their regenerative effect on the cells of our body. So fantastic stuff. I love nutrition literature. Like, I am a big reader and I will read from here and from there and from there and from there. And that's one of those things that, like, if you can hear the other side and you're able to debate about it, you're able to actually flourish more than if you just, okay, or that's stupid, or that's ignorant, or whatever, right? So I love that debate. I love literature in the nutrition and health arena in all areas, all right? Hey, you made it to the end of the video. I have a lot more that you're going to enjoy, so be sure to click on the next one. And don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and smash that notification bell to make sure you always know what's happening. This is Agatha for Fueled, and I will see you in the next video.